Sup everybody, how's it going? Murder of Birds here, and it's been a really long time since I've done one of these kind of videos, but this is going to be a major channel update video, including all of you guys, as well as myself, for content that I'm going to be looking forward to integrating, returning, and adding to the channel during the off-season of RWBY, and a lot of other things that I'm working on that I want you guys to be aware of. So this entire video is basically going to be a rundown of improvements, changes, and additions to the channel, and this is going to span from all aspects that I do here on YouTube and just in social media in general. From YouTube, Twitch, Patreon, and Discord, there's going to be updates and changes for everybody who is affected on those different platforms, and ultimately going through a progression system of seeing how far we've made it in the last year or so compared to where we are now, and my visions and goals for the future, thanks to all of you guys' support. So before anything else, I just want to say and thank all of you guys for the incredible year that we've had between last year and where we are now, of the YouTube progression that I've had, my personal growth as a content creator and as a person, you guys getting to understand and know me more through my streams, through my live stream discussions, through my reaction videos, through all of the other supplementary content that I've been doing. I want you guys to take away more than anything that whether you watch me on YouTube, whether you watch me on Twitch, whether you support me on Patreon, leaving a comment, liking a video, you know, sharing your experiences with me on social media, all of that really does help. You know, no matter what, as much as people are willing and able to do for me, or as small as people are willing and able to do for me, I really do appreciate all of that. You guys have honestly helped me change my life of, you know, being able to be out on my own, to be able to do what I love, to start this pseudo career of being an online personality, a YouTuber, a streamer, what have you, and being really well known and prominent in the YouTube community, in the RWBY community, and in the Rooster Teeth community. So I honestly want you guys to give yourselves a round of applause and a pat on the back for honestly helping change an individual's life forever, and I really do appreciate it. And before I get into the new updates and changes for you guys that you guys can all look forward to, I wanted to talk a bit about my personal progression, my professional progression, and everything that we've honestly been through together in the last year. A year ago today was kind of like the final run and finish of RWBY Volume 3. And Volume 3 of RWBY was something that I never thought would ever happen to me, and it was something that came out of nowhere. I got blindsided by it, and I had to kind of learn to handle everything that was happening. I was getting hundreds of subscribers per week. I was getting hundreds of comments per day. You know, tweets, emails, DMs, and stuff like that. And it was just an overwhelming amount of support that came from all different corners of the world, thanks to Rooster Teeth, thanks to, you know, the YouTube community, thanks to the RWBY community of people spreading the word of enjoying my reactions of RWBY Volume 3. And I've mentioned this several times before, but I honestly didn't really have a sense of pride and confidence in those videos that I did. I was only doing reaction videos. I was only doing reactions to RWBY Volume 3. I was working 2 jobs at the time, and RWBY on the weekends was honestly the only kind of recreational time that I had to myself. And I honestly felt like from all of the likes that I was getting, the comments that I was getting, the subscribers more than anything, my channel going from 3,000 subscribers at the start of Volume 3 to over 11,000 subscribers by the end of Volume 3, I felt like the work that I was doing, quote unquote, the work that I was doing did not equate to all of the support that I was getting as a result. And that kind of pushed me and challenged me to do bigger and better moving forward. You know, Volume 3, I only did reactions. In between there, I kind of started getting into other avenues of content. In March of last year, I started streaming games on Twitch with like Dark Souls and Ratchet & Clank as a startup. Currently, we have over 3,000 followers over there, which has been incredible. Twitter has essentially become like my initial hub ever since the bloom of my channel, with, you know, talking to my audience and my viewers, giving them a lot of snippets of videos that I'm working on and, you know, relevant RWBY posts every now and then. And I actually have reached over 5,100 followers over there, so thank you guys so much for that growth. And it was during the summer of 2016, right before RTX, that I uploaded my first video that I was genuinely and honestly proud of. It was my RWBY Volume 1 reference and trivia bits video, which Volumes 2, 3, and 4 of that will still be coming. Those are a huge undertaking, but I felt so proud of the amount of work and effort that I was putting in on top of working my 2 jobs during the off season of RWBY, and I was just incredibly proud of that. And I felt and said to myself, I want to take my channel to the next level. I don't want to be known as just some RWBY reactor. I want to be known for the substance and quality of the videos that I bring to myself, the community, and the fact that you guys enjoy them and I love making them. And ever since then, my channel has blossomed and grown, leading into Volume 4. I've started Red vs. Blue, finishing up with Season 3 before Volume 4 started, and I'm going to be getting back into Season 4 of that later this month. Another addition to the channel that I'm super proud of is the news and information videos, essentially being the one-stop shop for all of like news and information regarding RWBY that some people might not know about if they're not on every social media platform that Rooster Teeth is on. And a lot of people have complimented me and let me know, hey, I would have never known about this if not for your video, and that's something that I'm really proud of. and it pertains from any news and information regarding announcements at conventions, panels, merchandise. And since the birth of this, my most successful video has been one of these videos of the RWBY Volume 4 concept design reveals of RWBY, Weiss, Blake, and Yang leading into Volume 4. That video currently has over 230,000 views on my channel, and that is something that I'm incredibly passionate and proud of because of the amount of effort and energy and research that went into that, from editing and everything else in between, and I'm just so happy everyone liked it. And then finally getting into Volume 4, I knew reactions were still going to be a factor of watching Volume 4 and putting up reactions for people, but I decided to up the ante with doing a lot of the live stream discussions that people really enjoyed. That's going to be a staple in my channel whenever RWBY returns, and that was something that was really great, of having the entire community come together on a weekly basis and just talk about the episode in full length for hours long. And I clocked in over 30 hours of discussions across the entirety of Volume 4, which was incredible. It was an amazing experience, and it was something that I was really glad to kind of let other people be more a part of, instead of just watching a video at their own time, leaving a comment, and then coming back next week. And then amongst the minor things, I do RWBY short videos that are really funny, like play of the games or any little small ideas that I come up with. Personal vlogs have been more of an extension on my channel, as well as merchandise unboxings from here and there. And with the wrap up of this progression, I just want to say that's what it's always been about for me, just seeing how much I've evolved and changed over the years to something that I never thought I'd be able to do, and something that I never thought possible. You know, last year was just RWBY Volume 3 reactions, and in the course of a year, I've included a breadth of content that people have come to love, expect, enjoy, and has honestly allowed me to be able to have pride and confidence and ownership of all the videos that I do, and really be proud of the fact that you guys have helped turn me into this person, turn me into someone of creativity and thought, and, you know, being able to be like, I can create something, I can do something that people likes if they just give it a chance. And I'm incredibly grateful for all of you guys. And of all of this support, we are less than 250 subscribers away from 40,000 subscriber milestone, which essentially my channel has tripled since last year, and that is again something that I cannot thank you guys enough for. So with all that mushy gushy stuff out of the way, we're going to be getting into the rundown of this update video regarding a lot of changes, improvements, additions, and returns of previous content that you guys can look forward to. And I just really hope and ask that anybody who's watching this video leave a form of a comment or feedback in the comment section of just what you guys feel about these overall news and announcements, what do you guys feel about this update as a whole, what you guys are personally looking forward to, and everything else in between, just so I have an idea of what I should prioritize and what you guys are genuinely and honestly looking forward to. With all that said and done, I hope you guys enjoy, and the first big announcement is Red vs. Blue is returning to my channel in March of 2017. This is something that has kind of become even bigger than RWBY at this point, as RWBY's been coming out. I know RWBY is the heart of my channel, but since starting RWBY, I can understand why a lot of you guys have been wondering and inquiring why I kind of dropped it, and if I was ever going to pick it back up again. I honestly didn't really message that well with you guys after the fact, but initially I decided to stop RWBY at Season 3 just because I felt that was a great cutoff point for stopping it and picking it back up. But the bigger factor was that I knew a lot of you guys who subscribed to me for RWBY. I know that RWBY is very near and dear to a lot of you guys. It's something that's very important that a lot of you grew up with. It's what started Rooster Teeth, and I didn't want to do injustice to it by focusing primarily on RWBY and not giving RWBY the respect and attention that it deserves. I've seen the first 3 seasons. I really do enjoy it. I've recently just rewatched it, by the way. Jamie Coleman, if you're watching, thank you so much for the RWBY first 10 seasons on Blu-ray for Christmas. I've recently rewatched the first 3 seasons, and I'm going to be continuing Season 4 in March, probably the first week of March, probably the first Monday week of March. I'm just deciding where I'm going to be doing that, and essentially I'm going to be returning to Red vs. Blue with Season 4, getting into the first miniseries, I believe is Out of Mind, Season 5, etc., and catching up on a weekly basis. You guys will be getting one reaction video, at least one reaction video of RWBY every week, and as you guys know, my reactions are cluster episodes, so you'll probably be getting 4 to 6 episodes per cluster per week. And as of right now, I have kind of 2 solid months of just Red vs. Blue before anything else that I do starts coming out. Primarily, I really want to at least finish Season 10 before RWBY Volume 5 picks up, because when RWBY comes back, if I'm not caught up with RWBY by then, which I highly doubt because Season 15 is coming out this year as well, chances are I'll have to reconvene after Volume 5 finishes. But essentially, Red vs. Blue has become a staple on my channel. I am not giving that up by any means. I rewatched season 1 through 3, and I have a greater appreciation for it and the characters and all the funny moments, and I know the story is going to be picking up pretty soon as well. But I just wanted you guys to be aware that RWBY will be continuing, and I'm sorry for kind of dropping it like a bad habit and a lot of you guys not knowing if I'm going to pick it up again. So this month RWBY will be returning. Announcement 2. Rooster Teeth has already confirmed this, but RWBY Chibi Season 2 has been announced, and it will be returning at some point in May. I recently did my last reactions to the last 4 episodes of RWBY Chibi after Volume 4 ended, just because of the crazy hecticness that Volume 4 gave us before it actually premiered. RWBY Chibi Season 2 is going to be great. It's probably going to be on a Saturday thing, and I'm going to be actually caught up with that, because last year it was different because I was working 2 jobs and I always worked on Saturdays. So, and that's when RWBY Chibi came out, so that's why it kind of led to me being behind on a lot of the episodes. But now that I'm doing all of this from home and I have the support of you guys, RWBY Chibi will be returning for a Season 2 reaction series, and I'm really looking forward to what they're going to be bringing to Chibi Season 2, like a lot of the new characters. I really hope we see like Chibi Penny, Chibi Salem, Chibi Crow, Ozpin, basically any new characters who weren't in the first season. I'm looking forward to in Chibi Season 2. Content number 3. I will be launching a brand new monthly Q&A series video titled #AskMurder, #AskMRDR abbreviated. I realize I get a lot of questions. I get a lot of questions whenever I stream on Twitch, whenever I stream on YouTube. Usually I'll have like a downtime where I just answer questions. I'll just do a Q&A on the fly, and I'll get a lot of questions on Twitter, and I feel really bad about not answering certain questions that I've answered repeatedly because it does get pretty daunting. So what I want to do at this point is compile all of your questions, and it will be like it'll be like an AMA, like Ask Me Anything video. You can submit your question in the comment section of this video. You can also submit your questions on Twitter. You just have to have somewhere in your comment #AskMRDR, basically Ask Murder, and that will be the green lit for me to include your question in my video. But ultimately, this is going to be like an open running series that I'm going to be doing every month starting in April. I know I get a lot of like, what's my favorite RWBY character, what's my favorite video game, things like that, and I feel like as more of those questions get answered, it'll allow people to get to know me a lot better, besides just as Murder of Birds or as just like the RWBY fanatic or whatever. So essentially, my Ask Murder series will be starting in April. You can submit your questions here or on Twitter using #AskMurder. Now let's talk about video games. Twitch.tv/murderofbirds. That is the URL link to my Twitch channel where I stream a bunch of video games on Twitch.tv. And like I mentioned earlier, I started streaming on Twitch in 2016 of March, and I initially started streaming like a bunch of different games, and we've come a long way since then with over 3,000 followers since. I've streamed the Ratchet & Clank reboot, Dark Souls 3, Overwatch, Plants vs. Zombies, RWBY Grimm Clips, and I'm currently playing through Final Fantasy 15, and I want to be a lot more active over there. A lot of you guys might notice whenever I do stream, it's very few and far between, and up until recently I've realized why. I always had this mindset I kind of had based on a lot of the big time streamers that I watch, where they stream for like hours on end and they have an audience that's there with them the entire time, and I always said to myself, if I don't stream for just as long as they do, it's a waste of a stream. Who's gonna come and watch me stream for an hour? That's almost like a waste of an hour. They could have done something else. And I always felt that way. And when I used to stream like Dark Souls and Ratchet & Clank, I would stream for like 5, 6, 7 hours at a time, and then I wouldn't stream for like a few weeks because it was very daunting. My friend Chris really related to me, and he kind of put it in the best blunt way possible, which is, you are not a Twitch streamer, you are a YouTuber first, a streamer on the side. Essentially what I'm getting at is I'll be streaming less more often. So essentially my streams will never run beyond 3 hours. It'll be anywhere from 1 to 3 hours, but it'll be more consistent. So it'll be like, you guys can get a stream of me every day, or you guys can expect a stream on a date that I don't upload on YouTube. And I just want to have a consistent level of content that's not just on YouTube, but it's for anybody, anywhere. So this content will not be coming to my channel until some point in either April or May, but I have wanted to include and integrate 2 game series to my channel for a very long time now, and that will be the entirety of the Halo series as well as the entirety of Kingdom Hearts. So starting with Halo, I want to give a very personal and very grateful thank you to Charlie Ramos. If you're watching this, Charlie has been an incredible individual who has helped the growth and content of my channel since I met him at RTX last year. He has funded me with being able to send me an Xbox One S, along with the Master Chief Collection and Halo 5, and he has single-handedly allowed me to be able to do this, where I will be featuring Halo on my channel through streaming on Twitch, and I want you all to be a part of it. So I came up with the idea of streaming the entire Halo series, Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST, Reach, 4, and 5 on Twitch that will eventually make their way to YouTube. These are going to be weekend streams with myself and anyone who wants to play along with me in the chat. I want to play all of the Halo games 4-player co-op on legendary difficulty. I never played Halo 1 or Halo 2. I never owned an original Xbox. I never played an original Xbox. And on top of that, Halo 5 is the recent title that I've also never played. So I think it'd be great to kind of go through the whole Halo experience of understanding the story from start to finish, playing those games of nostalgia for myself and people in the chat playing with me. And I'll probably cycle players every 2 levels. So every 2 levels, I'll be playing with 3 other people. And I feel like that'd be a great way to kind of better incorporate you guys into my channel. And essentially with your, approval, you guys will all be featured on my YouTube channel. And you guys will be featured in my videos of playing Halo with me on YouTube when that time comes. And then the second big series that I want to do, and that will be during the weekdays, is going to be Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is my favorite video game series of all time. There have been a lot of inquiries of people on the channel since I've been doing reactions to the latest Kingdom Hearts trailers and stuff like that. A lot of people don't know about Kingdom Hearts on my channel. A lot of people have never played Kingdom Hearts. A lot of people have played Kingdom Hearts but haven't played all the games. They don't know the full story. And essentially for Kingdom Hearts, I've played every title there is, so I'm basically going to be doing a reverse Let's Play of me playing the game, refamiliarizing myself with everything thus far, and informing the audience of the story, of the lore, of the gameplay, and everything else, playing all of the games in order on the PlayStation 4. And then that content will be migrated over to YouTube in due time. And that's probably one of the best ways that I want to integrate Kingdom Hearts. I didn't want to just shoehorn it in with the latest title and people on my channel what the hell is this? I figured if I wanted to bring Kingdom Hearts, it's best to start from the beginning. And then essentially it's something that I really want to do, and it's something that a lot of people are looking forward to inquiring about, learning about, like I said, the lore, the gameplay, and everything like that. And maybe even, my gameplay experience will allow people to get into Kingdom Hearts 3 whenever Square Enix decides to release that. But ultimately, from the gaming side of things, I will be bringing the entirety of the Halo series as well as Kingdom Hearts in the form of live Let's Plays on my channel, twitch.tv/murderofbirds. I'm going to be doing Halo on the weekends, Kingdom Hearts on the weekdays, and those will start either in April or May. And if you guys want to be a part of it, all you have to do is be following me over on twitch.tv and hopefully be there in the present to be able to play Halo with me on weekends. And the final update is the much needed revamp and rework of my Patreon and Discord server. So when I initially started my Patreon, I honestly had no fucking idea what I was doing. Honestly, it was a learning experience overall, with allowing people to show their support of pledging to help me kind of do this for a living and, just really genuinely support what I was doing. I did the pledges and I did everything the best way I could, but going back to it, it felt very robotic. It felt very unified. It wasn't, no one had a sense of identity or anything like that. And I wanted my Discord and my Patreon to kind of reflect the fact that I wanted people to be proud of the fact that they were supporting me, and I wanted them to be happy and knowing the fact that everything that they do for me has helped change my life and whatnot. So after Volume 4, I kind of have gone back and have revamped a lot of the work to reflect the shift in content that will be happening, and also kind of laying dormant the content that they can look forward to once RWBY returns and things of that nature. But just showing the new personalized style, it's really great, and I want to give a huge thank you, a huge shout out to Carto1989. This guy has done a lot of my thumbnails for my videos. If you see any cool looking thumbnails, 9 times out of 10, actually 10 out of 10, he's done them. And he has gone along with showcasing a lot of the personalized changes to my titles on Patreon and the new graphic that I'm going to be incorporating in my videos. Your thumbnails, I feel like, are 90% of the reason why people even watch my videos, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. And he's actually gone ahead and done a lot of the personalized titles from my patrons that give them a sense of identity now. So going through the tiers that I have on Patreon, we have the $2 tier, which is the Creature of Grimm tier. And this tier reward is for every single person moving down the list. So as I go down the list, the next tier is included in the previous tier and all that stuff. But if you are a patron of mine, you will be credited for every single video that I do for every month that you are backing me in the description of my videos, to kind of show and give my overwhelming amount of support and thanking you guys for supporting what I do here on the channel. $5 tier is the Beacon Academy student, and that gives you full access to my Discord server, all of the text field channels, as well as an individual Patreon only voice channel where you can interact with myself and other patrons and just get to know everybody a lot better and just have a great time and socializing and kind of forming this small little community that I've built. $10 tier is the Huntsman and Huntress, and this gives you a sneak peek at a very exclusive text channel on my Discord server of the early works, thumbnails, and works in progress of videos that you guys can look forward to in the future. So essentially, you're getting a sneak peek at content that I don't put on Twitter, that I don't put and promote anywhere else of kind of just giving you guys a sneak peek of what to look forward to. The next tier is the $20 tier, and that is the Headmaster title, and this one has gone through the most evolution out of all of them, mainly because previously it was a reward tier that wasn't really working out. It was a Q&A, monthly Q&A live chat, and that was something that didn't really work out because the people that were a part of it either didn't know that they had access to it. We weren't able to really schedule the time based on, people's personal time and time zones and people working and stuff like that, and I decided to rework this into kind of prioritizing their questions as the first questions that I will be answering in my monthly Q&A series, Ask Murder. So we have our own individual text chat titled Ask Murder on the Discord, where people in the $20 and higher can send their questions, and their questions have first priority to be answered in the Q&A series. A tier up from that is the $25 tier, and that is the Seasonal Maiden title, which, yeah, I get it, there's only 4 Seasonal Maidens, but I decided to make a little exception for my group. And this one's really great, and again, shout out to Carto1989, because for this one, you will be credited in a graphic that will be featured at the beginning of every single one of my YouTube videos that I do from here on out for as long as you've pledged. This is very special and important to me because I don't want to discredit anyone who isn't able to contribute at this level, which is why everyone is credited in the description. But even more so, like at this level and higher, it's definitely something that I want to go the extra mile in showing, hey, these are the amazing people that are super generous and able to, contribute and support me at this level, and I want them to be known for everybody. So the graphic is really great. I love the way it turned out. I will be editing it because I've gotten a few patrons since now and when it will officially go up, but that is something that I'm really looking forward to. And again, Carto, thank you so much for it. You ended up putting it out the best way that I wanted it to be. And rounding up on the last 2 tiers, the $50 tier is kind of the standardized tier. That is the tier that I have the most Patreon backers on, which is incredibly grateful. It is the $50 tier titled Wizard of Remnant, and this tier was originally constructed as the weekly Discord chat for RWBY Volume 4. So if you were in this tier or higher, every weekend we would get together the same day the episode of RWBY would come out, and we would have a long-winded hourly discussion, probably going on 2-3 hours, of the latest episode of RWBY. Now this will be a placeholder for that same tier when RWBY Volume 5 starts up, but this is also the standardized tier for what allows my support to continue going and what allows me essentially to be able to make these videos. On top of that, the fact that I've been able to know a lot of these people in the last several months has allowed me to be able to make more friends of them, to play games with them, to chat with them, to feature them in talks and discussions on other things that we've done, like the Jeff Williams interview that we did and everything like that. So it's kind of a tier that lets them be more inclusive on other things that I do besides YouTube, besides Twitch, besides being mods and things like that. And the highest tier that I had, that honestly I wasn't even planning on making, this was something that I made as a joke, and I was like, $100 tier. And I honestly had no idea what the reward was going to be or whatever, but I thought to myself, I'm like, no one's going to do that. Joshua, aka Xeno the Wise, was the first crazy bastard to pledge $100 to my Patreon, and I could not believe it. It was very hard for me to try to come up with a way of figuring out what is worth that much. And it was very hard for me to comply with, the reward tiers during Volume 4, but I've since reworked it to make it a lot more inclusive. So the max tier for my patrons is the Silver-Eyed Warrior title. And this shows as like you are the apex supporter. You have gone above and beyond to what even I could have expected for the support that you guys have given me on the channel. And as a top supporter, I want you guys to know that you have my full attention, and you guys are essentially like a big supporting factor in why I'm able to do what I do. And I felt like it would be super cool that anytime I do any online gaming aspect of anything, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Twitch, I want you guys to be at the forefront of that. I want you guys to be playing Grim Eclipse with me, to be playing Overwatch with me, to be playing Halo with me. And I also want you guys to be featured in those videos if they ever migrate to YouTube. And another big thing as well is that these supporters will be able to collaborate video ideas with me on my YouTube channel, and if they come up with any idea, no matter how big or how small it is, if it sparks an interest for a creation, they will get full credit of that video on my YouTube channel. An example of this that I did for an individual, K-Chanyan, I featured her play of the game Overwatch RWBY videos on my YouTube channel. So something similar like that, but for any individuals who want to be able to support me at that level and kind of showing their creativity through my channel as using me as a conduit to show off something that they're able to do. And ultimately, that is everything. That is everything that you guys can look forward to in the coming weeks, in the coming months, and ultimately, as of today, this is going to be out on my YouTube channel. I've already sent out the emails to the patrons and things of that nature. And oh, also, last thing, a very big important factor, I've already started purchasing parts for my PC, which my PC should be here latest late March, early April, if not earlier than that. And that is a support from everybody on the channel, whether you watch me on YouTube, whether you watch me on Twitch, whether you donate to me on Twitch or on Patreon. That all has allowed me to be able to save up the funds to not only live comfortably, to be able to make content, but also to upgrade that content into an investment for future content. So thank you guys so much again for everything that you guys do. Know that every day that I'm thinking, every day that goes by, I'm thinking of things like this. I'm thinking, what can I do bigger? What can I do better? What can I do that will make me better than last year or better than the previous content? Or, you know, what's something that people will thoroughly enjoy from me? You know what I mean? I don't want to just be a one-trick pony, you know? I know reactions get the most views and the most traction on the channel, but I want people to know that I'm more than just RWBY. I'm more than just Rooster Teeth, you know? And even if I am within those confines, I want it to be something that everybody is able to, you know, enjoy and be able to share with other people. So thank you guys so much again from the bottom of my heart for supporting me, for believing in my content, and for kind of forcing me and pushing me to become a bigger and better content creator. And I look forward to a lot of this content. Like I said, it'll be in the coming weeks. So April, May will be the latest that the latter content on the channel will be showing up. And as early as March, you guys will be getting RWBY. So thank you guys so much. Like I said, leave your feedback and comments in the description, in the comment section, of what you guys felt about all of these news and announcements, what you guys are personally looking forward to, everything else in between. And I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Take care.